Well, let's just start, I guess. And yeah, do you want me to introduce it?
Yeah.
Hello.
We don't have a name, do we?
I kind of like the idea of just calling it regular features.
See, I was thinking about that, and I think the joke about them being regular features only comes in the second episode when they realise that they're not regular features.
That's true.
And maybe don't make that the focus of it. That becomes like a joke that you sort of pick up on only if you become a regular listener.
Well, maybe we could just not give it a name and then encourage people to think of a name.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give it a name, do you? Later on.
Hey, you know those cafes you get called the cafe with no name?
Yeah.
Or that place.
That place.
Yeah,
this water.
They're wonderfully quirky.
Yeah.
That place.
You could try to harness some of that charm.
Yeah. That podcast.
That podcast.
It's that whimsical podcast.
With the three blokes.
Innocent podcast.
It's just a poor podcast.
It's called This Water. But if you just ask, can I have this water? And they have it behind the counter.
Well, this water?
It's like, this water. So what, you're referencing something of or about your person. Correct grammar is that water.
What we need to think of what we're going to say if we're not going to have a name.
Well, we should introduce ourselves.
Welcome to the inaugural podcast.
The inaugural podcast.
That's what we should call it.
All right.
The inaugural podcast.
Okay. Okay. Well, shall I introduce it as that then?
Yes. I think we've already have.
We just did.
Is that how it's going to start?
Yeah.
I like the idea that podcasts should start with some sort of introduction, though, and then they just go mental.
How about you
Well, we're not like other podcasts, are we?
How about you say, welcome to the... And then it goes into that, and then you say, welcome to the podcast.
Okay.
Hey, I was like that bloke off the telly then when I said that.
Yeah. Welcome to the inaugural podcast. We haven't thought of a name yet, but it's the first one.
Have we got a plan for it, though?
No, we haven't got a plan.
We do actually have a plan.
Actually, that's a lie.
Don't pretend we've
You've put so much effort into this.
Yeah, we have.
Since yesterday in Nando's when we decided we were going to steal this room and use it to shit.
I think I remember that day very clearly because it was yesterday, and we all sat down and ate some chicken and decided to do a podcast. But we haven't thought of a name yet. We were going to call it another name, which we're not going to list here.
I think we'll leave it up to the listeners.
That's a good idea.
Why not join our Facebook page?
Send us a tweeter. Like us on the page.
So that's all the to-do list.
So
we need to send a Facebook page to get a tweet. Okay.
Why don't you like us? Why don't you like us?
But yes, we're not feeling very inventive, and I'm quite hungover, so we're not.
But who are we?
But who are we? And that brings us to the point of the podcast. Really, is that every week we're going to have a set of regular features in this groundbreaking format of audio technology. So the number one feature is who the fuck are you? And where we're going to describe briefly who we are. It's going to be aggressive, but it's
Who thought this one up?
This was me, actually.
Matt put the swear word in. I've already given it away. It's Matt, isn't it?
It was
I would
me.
have done something a little bit more conciliatory.
So yes, well, that's me.
It's Matt, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck am I?
Yeah, hosted by your own segment.
I know. Tied up and left to die. Yes, my name's Matt, and I've got funny hair, and I am tall. And once
You are a tool, did you say that?
I said I'm tall.
Oh, right, okay.
I am tall.
It's been engraved on the internet now.
Sorry, I just got my truth ears in.
Oh, you bastard.
You've got a truth ear trumpet.
You set the tone with this who the fuck are you segment.
Well, all right.
I'm just reacting to your hostile environment.
So some sort of prick, are you?
Yeah, well, who the fuck are you then, Steve?
I'm Steve Hogarty, and I've had 2 driving lessons.
Interesting, yeah.
What did you do in the last one?
Very well.
That's not what you did, that's how you did.
I can't remember what I did.
What
I almost ran over a
When
child.
was it?
It was about a year ago.
Oh, well, that's...
And there was just some children on the street, and the instructor was so confident in my abilities that he just told me to go.
Did he shout it at full volume?
Just do it.
It was like a military man, he shouted it 3 times. Go, 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 go.
So I went. I killed those children.
Talking of cars,
they're in
actually,
heaven now.
I am one of the things I was more proud of when I was 18 and didn't really have any life or skills. But I have actually been hit by a car 3 times, not the same car, and I've never broken a bone in my body. That is a true story.
Did you ever go over the bonnet?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I'm going to ask, Log, who the fuck are you, and have you ever gone over a bonnet? By which I mean anal sex.
More importantly,
I flipped open my... You don't flip open a big end. I put loads of junk in my trunk and then went home.
have you ever run over a child or been run over?
No, but you have reminded me of an incident when I saw a child get hit by a bus.
Fuck.
It's okay. It has a happy ending. He ran off crying. But it was...
I suppose that is a relatively happy ending.
Yeah, but it reminded me of that film, is it Shortcuts, where a kid gets hit by a car and then he runs off and then goes, oh, thank God he didn't kill him. But he spends the rest of the film dying. So I am like to imagine that didn't happen that day. that fateful day when I was taking my A-levels.
I'm glad to see that we've managed to open up our first podcast with a suitably cheery segment.
True. Log, have you fully explained who you are?
My name is Log.
There we go.
There we are. Right.
Hello.
Brilliant. And we are,
I'm a big fat puff. There you go. I'm sexualising it as well now.
It's getting serious.
Bum you all.
Because we're on really good mics, because they don't belong to us. So that would have gone right in your ear, that one.
That one, yeah. If you were on a tube or a bus, or maybe a train,
it's like the
alone,
person sitting next to you.
It's like having somebody whispering in your ears.
I love you. Hello. I'm going to bomb the carriage.
Bomb the carriage?
Yes, I'm going to bomb you all.
Welcome to the podcast. And this, we've got a nice number of features for you today. I think we've got...
regular features.
Regular features, yeah. We've got 4 regular features, which we're going to be starting off with soon. Should we jump straight into the first regular feature?
Yes. What is it?
I think the first regular feature is something that's close to everyone's heart, is classic Torchwood moments. Now, if you're not familiar with the television programme Torchwood, it's brilliant. It's basically a story about lots of people running around having sex with each other whilst aliens try and do bad things to the world. And it's got a man called John Barrowman in it, and he wears a cool coat.
He's an American man.
He is an American man. I've actually got quite a similar coat. But that's just trivia.
So, what, you're saying you base your image around John Barrowman?
No, I don't think... Oh, God, I shouldn't have mentioned that, should I? Yeah.
John Barrowman also does a
like
quiz show where he sings and dances at the beginning and end.
Yeah, and he gives
like
dreams to tragic kids.
Yeah.
I just like the coat.
Like that.
Just the coat.
He's gay, isn't he?
Yeah, he's proper gay in real life, but he will have a tit on the telly.
He's bisexual. His character is bisexual in Torchwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Captain Jack Harkness.
Yes, Captain Jack Harkness.
Captain Jack Harkness, who just shags anything, really.
Well, I think
He's well up for it.
Put his dick in a hippopotamus.
But yeah, I thought we could start the this sort of segment with a reading. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to, because BBC, I don't want to reproduce. So what we've done is we've taken a partial element of one of the scripts of one of the more classic moments.
We've only taken a bit, so it's not copyrighted.
I think it's okay if we say it. Maybe we should change one of the words.
So we're going to do. No, it's fine. We're just going to do a little short play about Torchwood now, just to set the scene.
You will, yes, set the scene.
Just to set the scene. This is in the second episode of the third series, which arguably critics would say is the worst by a considerable margin.
Is that the one? That's the one on the plane.
The one on the plane, yes.
It's called Rendition.
So currently, Rendition, absolutely. So we're currently, just to get you, because I should say that I've just handed the scripts to Log and Steve. We're currently on a plane.
And I haven't seen this script before.
He's never seen it before in his life.
This is the first.
This is actually the script from the show. It's not. You haven't written your own.
No, I haven't. I haven't written my own.
Oh, sorry, hang on. I've seen the episode, so I have seen this script before.
I've transcribed about 5 minutes because it's quite a slow-paced programme sometimes. But it won't actually take that long, I don't think, because we can read words faster than people on the BBC. So basically, we're on a plane with the Captain Jack and the Welsh lady Gwen.
Is that? Shall I play the part of Gwen?
If you'd like to play. If you'd like to play.
I don't know. I only asked.
Dive on Gwen, why don't you?
Well, I think he did ask first, so I think he can have Gwen.
I'm not dibbing her, but if you want to be Gwen so fucking hard, just...
Well, I don't want to be Gwen now, do I?
If you want to do it, I'll let you, but you just have to touch my nipple. Now.
I actually quite fancy Gwen, and I'm not sure if I should or not. I can't work it out.
She's alright.
She's alright. She's got nice eyes. Which usually I'd only say that about fat people.
I like it when...
attitude.
Yeah, I like it when people say, oh, I like the English, and she goes, oh, actually, I am Welsh.
I am
really Welsh.
I kind of want you both to be Gwen now. That was brilliant.
So Gwen's lines we have to say together. Yeah, that's the.
But there are three people, and
there are three people. So who wants to be the CIA? Basically, the
Can
CIA...
I be CIA guy? Because I thought he was the worst thing about that.
Okay, no, he is. He's definitely the worst thing about it. So yeah, you be Gwen, and you be CIA, and I will be Jack Harkness. I haven't got the jacket on, but I'll pretend. Okay.
You've manoeuvred this one brilliantly so you could play your little fantasy sweetheart.
Genius, isn't it?
Reversed yourself into that, the Jack Harkness.
Why do you think I decided to choose the seat that's underneath the table? Anyway.
I don't understand what that means.
I don't get it.
It was sort of a really loose wanking joke, but it didn't really pan out.
I see.
Anyway, let's begin the scene. We're on a plane and we've been captured by the CIA man, but Jack and Gwen are having a tender moment. Not in a sexy way, because they're just not. But yeah, the whole world is going wrong on the television. Begin the scene.
Where did you go, Jack?
Excuse me.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm in the mood. Put everything into that.
Guys.
The CIA guy had a little bit to drink by this point.
guys. I think, it's quite an emotional scene, so let's just start again from the top with this one. It's fine, we can do this. Okay. Right.
Oh, where did you go, Jack?
A long way away.
Oh, and did it help?
You've written Jack silent.
Yeah, it's good. He doesn't say anything.
How do I know when it's time for me to read?
For a script, that should have been in square brackets.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
I did this in like 10 minutes on my lunch
Hey,
break.
lovebirds, let me ask you a question. What the hell is this thing? All it does is go bleep.
Then give it back to me.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like that. What does it do? Measure how mortal you are?
Still don't believe me?
Please.
The whole world can't die, and I'm the one who's being ridiculous.
Oh, tell me then, Flyboy, what happens when we get to America?
Oh, you'll be interrogated.
Oh, you stupid, tiny, bloody little man. For starters, we don't know anything, and even if we did, why don't you just ask?
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't explain it earlier. I don't actually think you know anything. I mean, come on, look at you two. You're not that bright. Ooh. What you are is connected. And someone has made a link between that old institute of yours and the miracle. And now they want to kill you for it. So we work out what the connection is, and then we start to solve it.
And I've cut it there because I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen the episode from a month ago.
I was enraptured.
So
I'm aroused, frankly. That was
I love the best thing like that. You've stopped us from ruining any kind of plot elements for the listeners.
Absolutely.
And you've also left the segment with an absolute fizzle of an ending.
Yeah.
I congratulate you on that.
All of those words.
Well, I am a writer, you know.
Those aren't things a CIA man would say.
No, but that is exactly what was said. I transcribed. I transcribed it exactly word for word.
Well, that's incredible.
And most of the punctuation was probably the same as well.
There were a lot of hyphens, and not the small hyphens, but the long hyphens.
The long hyphens, yeah. I don't really know the difference, although I shouldn't admit that.
I knew you were doing a Torchwood thing, so I thought I'd do a bonus Torchwood round.
We've got a bonus Torchwood round.
I've got
I've written 4 plots, synopses.
Okay.
And you've got to tell me whether you think they're real or not real.
Ooh, is it Torchwood or Torchwouldn't?
It's Torchwood or Torch Don't is the name of the segment.
Right.
1. Captain Jack Harkness is kidnapped by a pair of sexy knickers.
I've seen that episode.
That's true. That's true. That's one.
I thought it was, but I didn't want to.
He has to shit in them. Does it? No,
Yeah, I didn't want to jump. Yeah, I haven't seen that
got
one.
that bit out. Everyone in the world is turned Welsh by aliens, except for Gwen, who becomes not Welsh for the first time in her
well, that's
life.
what the new series is all about.
That's the...
Because now in the new series, they don't just have a kind of individual episodes. They have a kind of a plot arc running throughout the whole of the series, and that's what the whole series is about. It's called Welsh Day.
It's a real voyage of discovery for Gwen Cooper.
It is, because she's been going around saying, I'm Welsh. And actually,
now
she's not.
Her witty retorts are worth naught in this brave new world.
Yeah, it's really gripping.
Ianto and Jack Harkness both...
So that was not real, is it?
No, that one is real. That was real.
Oh, okay.
Matt said it's real.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Ianto and Jack Harkness both begin lactating and must suckle a gang of randy aliens.
Ooh.
I want that to be real.
Your belief has made it so. And finally, the rat-faced one buys a pair of X-ray glasses out of a comic and basically just looks at tits for an hour.
I've heard...
Something like that actually happens, doesn't it?
I fucking probably...
I think he does. Doesn't he die? The rat-face.
He dies.
Rat-faced boy, they all die.
He spends the whole series dead. He's a zombie, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Torchwood.
I quite like that as a bit. I mean, it's Torchwood. It's got enough good bits to make you hate it with a kind of...
I really hate it, but I love it at the same time.
That's why it's a regular section.
It's why it's a regular section, one of our many regular features. But yeah, that was really enjoyed. I particularly enjoyed the moment which you were both Gwen at the same time. Can you both be Gwen at the same time again, just for a moment?
Oh, did you go, Jack?
That's from the episode where she has two heads.
That's coming out in season 4 of Torchwood, which will be out in 2012. So now I believe it's time to move on to our special feature. Well, that's not special, it's a regular feature.
It's a regular feature from Steve Hogarty. It's called What Am I, a Volcano or a Paedophile?
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice,
I've got it, because we were at Nando's, as we've established, and I think we started talking about the differences and similarities
often
between paedophiles and volcanoes.
And it's sad that often there are more similarities than differences.
Well, this is, I think, what we hit upon. I mean, you can't build a school within 100 yards of a paedophile or a volcano.
That's very true.
There was a series on the BBC called Super Paedophile, in which a paedophile...
Pierce Brosnan is terrified
of
both paedophiles and volcanoes.
And they both can often lie dormant for years before
erupting spectacularly onto your legs.
Yes.
Well, let me move on to riddle number 1. And I will say that it's not a riddle, it's a question. It's not even a question, it's a quiz. Okay.
Riddle question quiz.
If you listen to what I say, and there is a clue in every statement that might educate you as to what the answer might be.
Is there a prize for the person who gets the most points? Is this an action round, or do we take it in turns?
No, I think you can discuss among yourselves.
Okay,
what
so
you
it's sort of a team effort.
I think the overall goal is just to educate people.
Absolutely.
On the differences and similarities between volcanoes and
yes,
paedophiles.
so people don't get them confused.
Okay, let's get on with it. Let's just not sound like we're just saying paedophiles again and again for the sake of some kind of 1990s edginess.
It's so edgy.
Oh, edgy. It's got pedos.
I'd given...
That's a Pokemon.
It probably should be. Anyway, sorry.
To crypticize it, I'd given the volcanoes first names. But
and human characteristics.
So, mostly pay attention to the surname, okay? Thank you. Okay, so, what am I? A volcano or a paedophile? My name is Paul Messiah. I live in Nicaragua. Though I often think about
I thought it'd be more obvious than this. I don't know yet.
Though I often think about spurting hot, spunky magma over... Listen to the rest of it. Over thousands of young victims, I am sadly inactive. But that doesn't excuse me being what I am. What am I? A volcano or a paedophile?
I'm going to follow the clue you laid with the word magma. Because you didn't qualify magma with the phrase magma or spunk.
Some people might refer to ejaculate as the spunky hot magma. So
Don't you do that sideways motion with your neck while you say that to me.
Jesus, I mean, sometimes these things happen. I think I'd like to go with volcano as well.
That is a volcano.
Yeah,
Hey!
oh God, I did say that. I got it right. Brilliant.
Yeah, well done.
That's
Next.
Okay. My name is Ruku Pichincha. I'm
You really
from
looked up some volcanoes for this, haven't you? I was expecting.
paedophiles.
My name is Jeff Krakatoa. I
I was expecting this to be a lot easier.
I have just erupted a spume of ash into the air.
But listen to how misleading this one is.
Okay, good.
I'm from Ecuador. I'm active and discharged myself.
Should I do personal ads?
I am active
Available
and
for parties.
discharged myself near some children in public in October of 1999. Might be a clue coming up. It was the first time I'd done it since the year 1660.
I'm pretty sure that this one's a paedophile.
That's actually a volcano.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you didn't give me a chance to... Oh, that's fine, I'll go with it.
all right.
I'll take the hit on that one. Because I knew that was a volcano, because
Maybe
humans
really?
don't live for 400 years.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You don't, that's not definitive. Some of them are alive. Some of them are alive right now. Who knows when they're going to...
Look at them.
Okay. The third volcano or paedophile. My name is Rafael Moreno. I'm also from Ecuador. I am active. I was convicted and
It's really hard
jailed
to get a passive
for 2 years for molesting children at the care home where I was the superintendent.
I think that...
Maybe.
So listen for the clue.
Okay.
Should I repeat it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you finished? I was expecting. I thought maybe there'd be some more.
I think I'll leave that one up to you, Log.
Can I ask you to repeat the last sentence again?
I was convicted and jailed for 2 years for molesting children at the care home where I was the superintendent.
He's a paedophile.
That's correct.
Thank you.
He's a paedophile.
This is. I'm good at this. I might not agree with the concept of the but it's good. It's good to find something that I'm good at.
You picked up on the clue that volcanoes can't be superintendents.
And they go.
Yeah.
And they're not subject to criminal law. no. You have to, yeah.
But maybe they
They
should
find
be.
it difficult to climb the intendant career ladder.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
You're doing really well so far. No, you're not. It's
Well, no, Log's doing well. I don't think it's fair that
2 out of 3, yes.
that you accepted mine. I think I maybe was misguided at one point.
Okay. My name is James Chimborazo. My peak is generally regarded as the bit of the Earth that is the farthest from the centre of the Earth at a distance of 6,384.4 kilometres.
This is that burrowing paedophile, isn't it? He just pops his head up.
Hello!
Farthest from the centre of the Earth.
Oh, farthest.
Oh, farthest. Oh, and this is the one that the aeroplane.
Sorry. This is that hovering paedophile.
I read about him in the Daily Mail.
Okay, I think you've guessed the trick question. It is a paedophile with the name of a volcano sitting on top of the volcano.
Oh, no.
I see.
Yeah.
I
No,
see.
Well, there you go. That's
Clever.
That's
That
a good,
is clever.
That's a good segment. I'll be looking forward to playing that every week from
Yeah,
now on
every
until
week.
the end of time.
That's called What Am I, a Volcano or a Paedophile?
That's fantastic.
Thank you both for playing.
You originally pitched that to BBC Three, didn't you, as a daytime quiz?
Yes, and they took it, tweaked it slightly, and it's now called 8 out of 10 Cats.
Oh, right.
With Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
That's a regular section. Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
In 2 octaves.
And on that note, it's time to take a brief break. And that was, of course, the vocal orchestra brought to you by the nasal breathing of Stephen Hoggerty and the scratching of the arm of Mr. John Blythe, with it including a brief exhalation, followed by an inhalation.
That was meant to sound like a warp effect at the.
That was pretty good, though. I like that, and I feel.
I thought I was in Star Trek for a second.
That's piercing.
That was piercing.
They'll like that.
Yeah.
We'll need to cut that bit out.
Or at least just dampen it a bit.
Well, I think it was nice. I think it was a nice audio contrast. You've had the relaxing, soothing kind of waves of someone scratching their arm and breathing through their nose, followed with the sharp intonation of a man singing the original Star Trek theme.
I think if you're ever going to switch from relaxing to abrasive sounds, you have to go with "I like to move it." It's just
yeah.
I immediately think of Chewits.
I like to move it.
I like to chew it.
Yeah, no, I always think of that as well. It was a roller skating dinosaur.
is that
With buses instead of roller skates, right?
Which is probably unsafe.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very nuts.
I
huh?
am the oldest person in this room,
Yeah,
and
no.
I have not got an advert in my head.
Well, that was a regular section, thinking of old ads.
Right, I'm going to put some practice into that.
Okay,
But, we've got you outnumbered.
we've got you outnumbered. Yeah, no, I think that's very
Yeah, but
true.
I've got a wealth of year experience.
Yeah, you've got so many things in your brain.
I can remember the old Woolworths ads where they used to buy 3-minute ads at Christmas, and it was.
What are you
It was
on about,
nice.
Grandad?
Those were the days. 3-minute
honest-
ads at Christmas.
To be honest, there'll be people listening to this who don't even remember Woolworths. That is how young
that our-
and fast
Is that
everything
our
is.
demographic? Is that what we're going for? Because I want no part of it.
2-year-olds who enjoy
brilliant.
Volcano and
Volcano,
Paedophile.
Paedophile,
I tell you what,
Based
though, I think we qualified for the explicit tag on iTunes, so
I think we might have done, so we might as well,
nobody under the age of 18 should be listening.
we might as well push the fucking boat out, as I might say, if I
Let's-
was being really obvious.
Let's not be crude.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Needless, Matt.
It was a little bit.
Anyway, what is the next?
Now it's time, I think, briefly, for another regular feature, Criminal of the Week.
Oh,
I'm just going to slip in Criminal of the Week.
Well, you've slipped it in well. I looked at the order of this, and Criminal of the Week was actually after my fan fictions.
Yes.
But there you go for it. Get your Criminal of the Week in.
It is. You know, it's what I like to call dynamic broadcasting.
We
which
save the
is,
best for last.
is basically when you just change the order of things without telling anyone.
Dynamic broadcasting is when you read the list in the wrong order.
Yes, it is. Anyway, Criminal of the Week. Obviously, there's been a huge amount of interest this week to win the Criminal of the Week
There's
award.
so many criminals.
There's been so many criminals. People have been stealing shoes. People have been stealing shoes off of people who've stolen shoes, and then people have been burning shoes.
Are we going to offer a unique take on the riots?
No, we
A
wouldn't do anything
sideways
political.
glance at the riots.
Ooh, politicals.
No, get on with it.
No, we're not. I like politics, but I have no time for it when I'm drinking. So basically, this week's Criminal of the Week, it was very tough to choose, but it has to go to a girl called Laura Johnson, who is actually the daughter of a millionaire couple who looted £5,000 worth of electronic equipment. And I just think that real dedication to kind of really pointless crime.
Let's not cast judgment on Criminal of the Week, Matt.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, you know, that's really does.
That's
you know,
not what the regular section's about.
What is it about then?
It's about just picking them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not casting judgment. I just think it's well deserved. I think there were a lot of criminals this week. There really were a lot, and I think she did really earn it.
As you can tell from the Volcano section, this is a judgment-free zone. We will not
Absolutely,
condemn anyone for their actions.
I'm not judging anybody. I just think that she worked hard. She went out there. She didn't need to do it.
£5,000.
£5,000 worth of electronics.
Actually, can I ask a question? What was it she got?
TVs and stuff. I don't really know the details because I must admit I read the news on the Daily Mail website, which doesn't do details, but it does. I like it because they Photoshop pictures together and pretend they haven't. They go, "Oh, here's a photo of the girl outside of her house," and it's like clearly like the image of her and the image of the house are like different resolutions, let alone different colour palettes. It's like they haven't even bothered like merging it together. But I like that because it sort of reminds me that I am fundamentally a better person than anybody who works from that publication. But anyway, congratulations to Laura. That's well deserved. A little round of applause, Criminal of the Week.
And that's also...
And that's brilliant.
Controversially, so far, the only cut that you've had to make in the podcast.
That's brilliant, yeah. You won't realise this, but we've actually just cut something out of the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing we've cut out so far. That is nice. I think it's kind of good that
Basically,
a lot of people...
we described a graphic sex scene between Matt Lees and the Criminal of the Week.
Yeah, we did. And it was...
Which brings us neatly on to the next section.
Oh, absolutely.
The
We
next
have
regular section.
Log's regular section, which is...
A fan fiction I wrote.
Fan-fiction of... I thought fan-fiction you wrote. I thought it was fan-fiction of the week. I thought you were going to go and find the best fan-fiction written recently.
No, what happened was I realised that I'm such a fan of you two
Okay.
that I wanted to write a little fiction that featured you both.
Oh, that's really flattering.
That's quite fun.
Personally,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
So I've got it here in front of me. It's quite short, so
I thought it was... Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to be something else, but that's fine. Let's go.
Hang on. So am I moving the goalposts in a way you don't approve of?
Well, no, I just assumed that you were going to look on the internet and find a piece of fan fiction. I didn't realise you were going to write your own, but that's fine.
Well, there's this... Since you said that, I did look on the internet for fanfiction and found a little one-line, lovely little bit of Tomb Raider fanfiction that I wrote
wow.
about 6 years ago.
And then you put it on the internet.
It's on Google Docs.
Funnily enough, I
stumbled across
back on...
I was just in my Google Docs and oh, it's hotter in here than I'd originally thought, said Tomb Raider, taking off her clothes. I should also mention that all the sex drugs I took are beginning to kick in. And that's it. I didn't go anywhere further with that. But there you go.
I think
Could
what I
have been a
like about it
masterpiece.
is that the listener can take it wherever it's like choose your own adventure.
They can literally... It is literally like wandering off with a girl down an alleyway. You can literally take it wherever you want. And and I really like that.
Let's get back to you.
Anyway.
Let's get back to you two and the things that I imagine you get up to when I'm...
Well, I
Hunched
hope it doesn't
over a poof.
lampoon our platonic relationship.
Well, that's fine. Given your respective sexualities, there's no way you would end up having sex.
Well, there's nothing to do with fan fiction of the week. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, because this is a fiction. So you don't have to imagine it.
Right.
Hi, Steve, said Matt, unzipping his trousers.
What?
Good afternoon, Matt, said Steve, his balls sliding around on a greasy dish. How do you do? Truth be told, said Matt, an impossible sadness in his eyes. I could really do with spunking up your balls.
What?
This is something you found on the internet.
No,
Oh,
I wrote this.
Oh, you wrote this? You didn't
This is how I... This is my... Well, I call it a tribute.
It's pornographic.
Well, give it a chance. Let's see where it
All
goes.
right. I'll give you all right.
I'm going to have to repeat that one.
You wouldn't have to repeat the last.
Truth be told, said Matt, I could really do with spunking up your bum hole.
Yes, we heard
Did you
that
need to?
request.
Did you really need to?
Well, I don't know if they heard it because you were
All right, okay.
both
Okay,
barking.
just finish- come on, hurry up.
In response... Hang on, okay, I'm getting my voice back now.
All right.
In response to the whisper of indiscretion, the orbs of Steve's arse started jumping around like jelly beans. Matt,
Orbs!
Orbs, yeah. What?
Slightly
You
Mills
worked
and
hard
Boone.
for those orbs, Steve. Don't throw them back questioningly into my face. Matt licked his lips and took the foil off a pepperami. He jammed it with the plastic sheath still on, right in his
come on.
Jap's eye.
Oh, come on.
And now, hang on.
I don't even like
No.
pepperami. I don't
Well,
even
you're not
like
eating it,
pepperami.
you're shoving it into your urethra.
Into his urethra.
Yeah, into his own.
Oh, okay,
Not into
that's
It's a hypnotic spell that he's trying to cast for you.
All right, that's not as bad, I suppose.
Ropes of mucus, smegma and piss flew across the room as he allowed his gonorrhea-sodden cock to urinate.
Jesus Christ.
Steve caught as much as he could in his mouth, like one of those plastic cans you get on the pier.
It's just... That's really gross.
This is bad. This is really bad.
What are you doing?
Singing happily, Matt and Steve pulled their buttocks miles apart and made their bumholes have a big sloppy kiss. That's nice, opined Steve. Look, I didn't repeat the word sex there.
I'm impressed by the... Yeah, that's a good use of language.
Fine. Like Chaucer might have.
Yeah. He would have used...
It's well written, but it's still fundamentally quite horrific.
Matt agreed and produced a knife.
What?
And that's it. That's it. So,
You've got to have it with your fanfiction.
What was Matt going to do with the knife? Stay tuned for next week when this exciting adventure will continue.
Yeah.
With spunk everywhere.
I think we need to look at each other's features before we start.
So, I get... It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, I'll be honest.
Well, don't tell me you two did it.
That was... No. You qualified the entire thing.
Once fanfictions are read out, they become just fan fact.
It's not true until someone draws it in a comic book.
Don't do that. I don't know much people listening.
Please draw it.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I'm not very good at comic books, but I will.
The Google search for my name already brings up a wide, one.
That is my doing. That is
a wide variety of unsavoury products.
What I like most of all about the Google results for your name is not that the image that I put there with your name is first, but I am there.
Yeah, it's true.
I am there in the result for your name.
If you look for me, you will find log.
And also a picture of you with a pair of knickers with shit on them in the shape of a Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. That
I put there.
And that was some really good SEO as well. That was only up for about a week before it was in the first page. That was impressive.
Google knows what it likes.
But yes, that was another regular feature, which will be returning, I guess,
next week.
With regular features.
Is this weekly?
Is it weekly? Can we do this once a week? I don't see why not, really.
Yeah.
It's been quite fun.
Yeah. We'll do it as often as we can.
Yeah. We won't promise anything.
Friday afternoons are alright.
Friday.
Podcasting.
We just need a lunchtime.
Saturday, no. Friday.
No. We do not end on the song.
Podcasting. But I really like Elton John's...
You might dress like John Barrowman and fuck around in fan fiction like John Barrowman. But you certainly don't sing like John Barrowman.
No, that is very, very, very true.
The voice of a dozen
a musical actor.
Right, well, before we say anything else that's more offensive or bore you to tears, I think we'll call that to an end.
I think we should continue.
Let's call that to an end a phrase.
25 minutes.
Call that to an end. To an end it calls. No, it's not a phrase. Unfortunately, I'm hungover and now verging on drunk, which means my ability to put words in the correct order is slipping away from me.
Well done on you for maintaining a consummate radio voice.
Yeah.
Consummate radio voice.
I personally find quite unnerving.
It is. It's like I just go passive in it. It's like being picked up in the back of your neck if you're a kitten. He's talking like that and I'm sort of like...
Sorry.
No, you're doing it even more now.
You apologise if anybody feels uncomfortable.
No, I'm going to talk like it now too.
I could do a good
radio voice.
All right, I'll stop doing it then.
Radio 4.
Fine. I was just trying to bring a degree of professionality to an otherwise devoid and offensive
smooth sentence
tundra
Listen.
of waste and gin.
I can perfectly recreate the voice of the Tannoy man from King's Cross St. Pancras.
Go on then.
Welcome to King's Cross St. Pancras.
And that was another regular feature, which is Steve accurately represents the Tannoy presenter of King's...
Do not leave baggage unattended. Unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed.
I know that guy.
That was good. I like that. I think that was my favourite bit.
This is a Jubilee Line train.
Going onwards, ever onwards.
It's got a
getting you where you need to be.
Going to Stratford.
Yeah.
Please stay away.
Why don't you hop on board
and feel the vibration of the land plane under your feet?
Stay away from the platform edge.
Mind the gap.
Now let's get going where we need to be, people. got 4 days ahead of Earth.
Let's get this shit going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Please join us next week, where hopefully there will be another thing appearing on the internet. And if you do think you know a good name for what it could be called, then please do give us a name.
And why don't you link to us and like us and tweet
Yeah.
us and put us on the mantelpiece?
If you like us so much, why don't you fucking marry us?
If you like it, then you should have joined our Facebook page.
I like you. I know you like me.
Bye!
Bye-bye.